So hello and welcome. Today I will show you how to make this very simple coffee can that probably everybody has seen at least once or has at their home. So the first thing, of course, we start is with a new document. And did you know that if I say subscribe the first time in the video, the subscribe button will glow up? So first off, you will delete the default cube as we don't need it and it's evil. Instead, we're going to add a cylinder. It already has a kind of blocky shape, but currently we have a little bit too much, so let's reduce that to 10. Maybe 12, something like this. So the first thing we're going to do is select all the bottom faces, and we're just going to scale them outwards as this coffee can has little bulge at the bottom, something like that. So now we're going to select the top part, and we're going to make an inset. There we go, because I think I have a reference document here. We can see here that we have a little separation here. So we have to actually make it and go up here. So we now go and extrude this outwards. So we have a little separation between the bottom part and the top part. We're going to extrude, but just a little bit, because as you can see, we just have a little hole in here. So we're just going to press E again, let go of that and scale it outwards a bit. Just like a little bit, and then we're just gonna extrude it outwards, and there we go. Now we have a little hole in here, and we have like here. Something I actually forgot is that you actually have like a smooth part here, so that's wonderful. Move it down a bit. Again, extrude, let go. Gonna scale this one with S, and then extrude it upwards again. There we go. As you can see now, we already have kind of the shape of our little coffee can. So the most important thing that's now missing is the lid, the handle, and the pour thing. So we're just gonna take the top part just a little bit. So we're gonna extrude again and scale it upwards a bit. Now we're just gonna scale it inwards a bit. And maybe this is a little bit too pointy. Let's just go down a bit. And this kind of looks already like a wonderful coffee can. So I think what I'd like to do is just delete this one. I think this maybe will look better. I'm not too sure because the wonderful short I did where I showed you off how to make this one is actually a couple of days ago. So I'm not actually too sure. So let's go to this one and move it up a little bit. So we have like a little gap in here. And then, of course, you're going to fill this one. So just have this little tiny gap. I'm not sure if that is the right way to do it, but it should probably, be fine, as, of course, you can change the wonderful mesh we're doing together like you please, because this is just a tutorial. You can do however you please. So things what, of course, now missing is the wonderful top part. So we're just going to take this wonderful top part we had left over from making the wonderful top thing. And we're just going to extrude it again. Also, I press that we actually have it stick to the z-axis. So we're just going to move it up. You can see it's also going upwards a bit. So we're just going to take this one and move it out a bit. Maybe it's a little bit too big, I think, but well, I just have to eyeball it here. So yeah, then we're just going to make an extrusion again. And I think, yeah, I missed actually a little thing here. So we're just going to go there and do it again. Perfect, scale outwards a bit, a little bigger. Now we're just going to extrude it again, and we're going to scale it down and just move it up a little bit. So now we have the rough shape of that thing done. Now the only three things that I'm missing is a little bit more. But the color, something like the metal thingy, the plastic thingy, the handle in itself, and of course the little pour thing, and maybe some adjustments to the shape. As we can see, we have this little bow thing going down, but let's start with the most basic thing. Is also, I think I'm just gonna make this one a little bit bigger. Yeah, you just have to eyeball it. We will make it happen. So the first thing that we're gonna do is make the pour thing, which is pretty easy, as we're just gonna add a little cube, and we're just gonna move it in position. Let's just go and look from top. So we're just going to scale it down. Something which I also should do is just move it around. Maybe just, let's go for that. Just move it around so it actually aligns perfectly. There we go. So we have this now, and yeah, it's a different object. We can later on merge it. So we're just going to move it in here. So the thing is, we kind of need like a rectangular shape. So we're just going to go to points. We're just gonna select these two and we're gonna press M and we're gonna merge them at the center. Now let's just move them down to the back. Also, we should probably merge these as well. As you can see, we kind of have already the pouring thing. So it's gonna take these and yeah, we're just gonna move them in a little bit and actually move them a little bit into the mesh. I think actually I'm pressing the wrong button there. Let's move them into the mesh a little bit. Now we have two little points left, which we're also going to merge, and we're going to move them into the mesh. There we go. So also what we should do is maybe adjust this one, so we actually have this at the same time here and there, because currently it's sticking over. So we're just going to press S and scale them on the Y-axis. There we go. So also currently it's a little bit too big, so let's also move this one down a bit. And something which we also see currently is we need something to pour it, so we're just gonna merge them at the center. There we go. Let's give it a little downpour thing, and yeah, that's kind of it. Now we just have to make a little hole in here, because well, you have to pour it somewhere, so we're just gonna make an inset with I. Just gonna move this one down a bit, so we have now a little edge, and we're just gonna delete the face. And yeah, if you kind of want, you can also make a hole here, but we don't really need that. So the pouring thing is kind of done. If you really want, you can make a little loop here, like that, which you have here, but this will be like a very basic thing. It's like something you can do if you want to make it a little bit more realistic, but of course that's all up to you. And again, make a new cube, because now we're going to make this little handle. So we're just going to move it up again into position. Let's just check if that is actually in here, looking good. This thing is of course way too big, so we're just gonna scale it down and put it in here. So as of course it's not aligned as well. Just gonna go into the points view, just gonna select the last few edges here, and we're just gonna, well, take the G button and move it around, but of course it's now currently moving in all directions. We don't want that, so we're going to press the Y button, now the X button. I'm always confusing these. So we actually only move it on one side. There we go. We're just going to extrude again, Z, and just move it up a bit, and just extrude it down again. Maybe move it around a bit, and just doing that again and again. We can later make this and refine this. So first we're just gonna get the rough shape of that thing, just going around, kind of making it happen. Also, I did not select all of these, so very important. So here we go. This is like the kind of rough shape that this thing has. Of course, we will adjust this one, but now we have the kind of rough shape. As we can see, it's way too big, so we're just going to select everything. Very important is to check here the X-ray, because then you actually select all of them, because currently we would not select everything. So there we go. Just wonderfully move this thing. Of course you can make it freehand, but of course we want to just make it, we just want to make it stick onto one side. So let's go and move it in here. So the thing which of course we need is kind of like a smooth handle, because currently you would, well, kind of hurt your hands. So we're just going to select these wonderful points here, and we're just going to make a wonderful bevel with Control B. Then you're going to press Shift. You can see, so we actually have a little better control over that. So here we are around this one. Now we're just going to use the mouse wheel, add a couple of more loop cuts here. And with that, it's kind of now, well, round, something which we'll also do at the bottom here, because we will have to also get one here. So there we go. It kind of looks now this way. I think this one has a little bit sharper edge here, but it's of course okay. So now, of course, it's not really smooth, so we're going to make it shade smooth. But this one is not the one we want, because we can see it's not really doing well to a mesh. So we're just going to press right click again and shade to smooth by angle, meaning we have now here the sharp thingies, and there it is kind of round. And with that, we are kind of nearly done. Now we can just do little improvements. For example, we could just select this whole thing here in the middle. Because press P and separate it by selection. And then we're gonna just use this part and make it smooth by angle. Make it wonderful smooth. Still we have the thingies here. That means because we don't have enough geometry, so we're just going to modifiers. I really hate the new modifier mode, so I cannot find anything, and we're just going to use subdivision and put it on there, meaning we have it now smooth. So let's also change this thing because we have these little edges here, which gives the thing a little bit more style, I guess. So just going to select all these thingies here on the side. Also, it's very important that we have an even number. So in this case, I think I choose 12. So we're going to just use G. You just go for the Z-axis and move them down just a teensy bit. And we're going to do the same thing for the upper part. And we're just going to move them up a bit in this case. And also not you. We're just going to move you up teensy bit. There we go. So we gave it a little bit more of complexity as this thing has it currently. So with that, we are kind of done. The only thing that is really missing now is some colors. So we're just going to add some color. Let's go to the color tab and just add new. So let's go to the wonderful shading so we actually can see what we're doing. And we can see it's white because, well, we have not really anything. So let's make a wonderful new thingy here. You can just pull here at the bottom. And we go on to the shader editor. There we go. This is actually pretty far away, so let's zoom in. So of course, we kind of need a grayish color, so I'm just going to go in here and make it a little bit gray. Something which also this thing has, but this one does not, is of course reflections. In this case, we're just going to make it pretty easy with the metallic one and make it metallic. Let's also change the roughness a bit. Let's just see what fits kind of up and down. I think 0.4 looks kind of fine. Something which we probably need is some lighting, and disable screen mode so we can use one of the HDRs that actually are pre-built in Blender. So let's go for something like this. I mean, this looks kind of fancy. I mean, this is just a very basic one. Of course, you can always just adjust this thing. I think the color is a little bit off here. Let's make it a little bit higher. And let's go to the wonderful top part here. And let's just choose a wonderful material number 2, I think it was. And of course, now what's missing is the black part. So we're just going to make a new one. Go here, make it black, and just take down the roughness up a bit. There we go. Let's also go and select the top part here and make a new material here. And we're going to not press new, we're just going to press here this thingy and go for black. And then we go assign. So there we go. Now we just all have to select everything and just join them together. And with that, we have a little teapot done. I hope you liked it. This time I just took myself a little bit more time than usual. Also, it's now a little bit more basic than the usual tutorials. I hope you liked it, and well, see you next time around.